To start off with, congratulations, Hillary. I counted. This is your 1 millionth video. You've done an interview going through a car wash. You were asked if cutting spaghetti with a knife and fork was a penalty. I don't think I get that one. Assessing the quality of your handwriting, a smelling salts challenge, taped your stick while blindfolded. So to start off, is there anything you haven't been asked or haven't been asked to do yet?
I'm sure there's plenty, but as you can tell, I've really been through the ringer on all sorts of different challenges in the best way. So the blindfolding the stick, or blindfolded while taping a stick, was pretty difficult, but I think I aced that one.
Okay, hard-hitting journalism now. Bane coming with you to Seattle.
Yeah, Bane is my bulldog. So Bane is coming with me to Seattle. So I'm super excited about that. He's traveled everywhere with me. So he's my bestie and a big part of my journey. Both, try to get him on the ice. He doesn't love being on the ice as much as I do, but he'll be here. He's far more than a dog. He's been my companion in traveling to different cities and calling different places home. But him and I have sort of, been together for 7 years. And we've been all over the U.S. and in Canada, and it's been quite a journey. So I'm really, really happy that when, we get out of these high pressure situations, I get to go home and, just melt and just have a blast with my dog and hang out.
So I understand he joins you on hikes, which should make Seattle.
Not right now, though. He's on the LTIR right now, but
oh no,
he'll be back. Yeah, he had a little puppy surgery, but he'll be back in the mix. Yeah, he's I call him a sporty bulldog because we can kind of do like a 4 mile out and back, and he loves it. He loves being outside. Being off leash and stuff is fun for him. And I don't know the rules here yet, but to be able to experience the outdoors with my buddy would be a lot of fun.
So are you more of a camper or a glamper?
Glamper. But I can camp. It's just I enjoy being pampered a lot in the wilderness. But no, I mean, I've been camping, I've been glamping, I've kind of done both, and I think both are awesome. And I think one of the things I do enjoy about camping is not being reachable and just the phone. There's no signal, and you're just out there doing your thing and taking in all the views and friendships and whatnot. So it's that was special to be able to disconnect for a while and do that.
In other words, you don't have to do any of this.
Yeah. No, this is exciting stuff. I think there's just like a time and place, right? There's time in the summer to recharge from all the craziness that we do during the year, and to have balance is super important. And I actually haven't been able to get out camping this summer, so we'll see. I mean, a couple more months left, but we'll see how everything shakes out.
Speaking of glam, how did you end up at New York's Fashion Week?
Oh, that's a great question. I would consider, no, I'm just kidding. It was for charity, and it was just a unique opportunity, and I'm hoping to find myself at Fashion Week again in the near future. But to be able to walk the runway and have fun doing that was great. And my brothers live in New York City, so they were able to come. And at the time, my teammate Alex Rigsby, at the time, now Cavallini, was there training. So it was fun to be able to hop on the ice with her super early in the morning at the Prudential Center, and then in the afternoon, evening, walk a runway and have those people in the stands. So
how much training did you go through for that?
Very minimal. And I don't know if you could tell in my walking, it's an art, and you have a greater appreciation when everyone's looking at you. The runway is a little slippery. You're wearing a high heel. It gets a little dicey. And so you definitely appreciate the people that do that for a living, and the talent that they have.
So a perk of winning an Olympic gold medal in 2018 that you probably didn't think about beforehand was a cameo on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Honestly, Rand and Leslie Jones just being fans in the stands, and I kind of fangirl. I was like, "You're my favorite," and yeah, I think she's just hype about the Olympics and the Olympic spirit, and I think her coverage is iconic. And when that invitation came through, I was like, absolutely. And funny enough, we were in DC doing like a post-Olympic media tour, and the trains were down for whatever reason, and that was the way I was getting into the city. And so I called my agent. I was like, there's no way I'm missing this, like I have to get there. So I booked an Uber, and they pulled up, and I was like, hey, do you mind driving me to New York City? I know it's kind of far, but that's where I have to go. And the guy's like, if you don't mind me stopping for gas and filling up, no problem. And so the nice gentleman drove me all the way into the city, and I was able to make SNL. And yeah, I think you saw like how excited I was, like just ear to ear, beaming smile. It's just, that's one of the shows you grow up on, and it's just so cool to be a part of that and experience that, and to see sort of behind the scenes and how everything works. So I guess what's next on the table is to try and host. So I'll be working towards that goal.
Can you still repeat your signature line?
No, I don't even know what I said. I sort of just blacked out.
Hillary, tell Colin what I told you to tell him.
Colin, you's a bitch. But they still have the handwritten cue cards and everything. So I was able to keep one of them and get it signed by the cast, and it's hanging at my parents'.
In 2014, you posed for ESPN, the magazine Body Issue, and this is what you said at the time. Quote, I've tried to shatter the body image that muscular isn't feminine. 11 years later, do you feel the same way now about that photo shoot as you did at the time?
Definitely. I think there's different archetypes that we see on a daily basis that we consume, and I think it's important to give shed light and give visibility into different types of bodies and different types of people, and all sorts of other opportunities out there that you can not necessarily look like what you see in a magazine, and you can be represented in different ways, and I think that's super important, and that's something that with the intention of the PWHL and what our fan base looks like and what that experience looks like in arena, we wanted to provide something different and have the most inclusive spaces possible. So yeah, I think body image is right there in the mix, and I feel passionate and similarly about it now than I did I don't even know how many years ago, 10 11 years ago. So it's really important, and I think representation matters as well as visibility. So definitely.
One of your Boston teammates, Megan Keller, said once that there's a goalie inside you waiting to come out. Is this true? And if so, why?
Well, I've already, I would like to think it's because of my sheer athleticism. But I think it's more so the fact that I got myself in an interesting situation with the goalie stick at World Championships, and thought I was picking up my own stick, and realized it was a goalie stick, and realized that I could have a penalty pretty quickly and drop that thing and sprint off the ice as fast as I could to try and find a rock to hide under, because I realized how embarrassing that was. So but I'll go with my athleticism.
You're a champion on the ice, but also a champion off the ice for gender equity in sports. Would you please remind everyone about Team USA's threatened boycott in 2017 and how it ultimately advanced the cause?
Yeah, so we like to call it an equitable sport battle, and so that was, it was tremendous, right? I don't know if we, what the professional landscape looks like today for women's hockey if we hadn't gone through that in 2017. And what I mean by that is being able to stand as a collection, with a vision and was moving to a level that I don't think any one of us really expected, and to be able to fight for the things that we needed, whether that was programming, funding, or resources, was pivotal. And it gave us, as athletes, a longer runway to be able to do the thing that we love at a high level. But also it taught us that if you can come together to accomplish anything, and that's just something important that is a life skill that will forever supersede sport, and something that we can apply on a daily basis, which is just so instrumental to all of us.
You helped create what is the PWHL, which is mind-blowing. And I'd like you to speak about it, not just about for the women who play, but for all the people, women and men, girls and boys, that have a chance to watch you play.
Yeah, I think, I think we're a little biased, right? We knew we're really good at this thing called hockey, and we wanted other people to experience this community that we were introduced at such a young age to, and the sport that we love. And we're missing programming, we're missing funding, we're missing healthcare. There's all sorts of things that go into one successful athlete, and so we're missing everything. We couldn't even put one person on the ice without the structure that the PWHL has afforded us now. And so it was really important.
In previous leagues, you had to have second jobs.
Definitely. And and also the PWHL, like this, we're starting, right? We're going into year 3. Like, this is a starting point for us, which is really exciting to feel and see the way that we're supported as is, and where this sport can grow. And I'm really excited. Just women's professional hockey, what a great starting point. And so where the sport will lead is, the sky is truly the limit.
When you were asked about gender equity in sports 7 years ago, you said, we're getting there.
Yeah.
In 2025, have we gotten there? And if not, what still needs to improve?
Well, the answer is no.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, I think everything needs to improve, right? I think if you ask any athlete, they'd say the same thing. It's just women's sports are so far behind in terms of a plan of investment and time and energy that's gone into making all the, what we see now is all the male sports at the professional level and all their successes. Like, we have not had centuries of support, right? And so there's so many things that go into the mix of a successful team, and look at that across the board for any women's sports team or franchise or club. So we're definitely making waves and movements in the right direction, but yeah, we're still very far behind, especially when you consider pay equity.
What did you think of the shirts worn by the players at the WNBA All-Star Game?
I loved it. I think a rising tide lifts all ships, and there's so many things that go into what they're doing, and how the success that they have transcends the WNBA, transcends basketball. It trickles down into other professional sports and other industries as well. And so when a group of strong women stand up for something they believe in, and rightly so, it's really empowering, and I'm really excited to see where that goes.
2 last things. One, from listening to you talk about Boston and how much you loved being in Boston, what made you willing to come out to Seattle?
The city and the fans. I think a little bit inside of me when they announced that this was an expansion team, was like, I felt the type of way about it. I was a little bit envious because I had played here twice, whether it was the rivalry series or the takeover tour, and experienced the fans, experienced Climate Pledge Arena, and just walking around the city. It just felt like home, right? And so I was like, whoever has the opportunity to play in Seattle, like, they're so lucky. And so when that opportunity presented itself to me, I was like, let's go. Let's get out there, and let's figure a way to get out there. And fortunately, sort of full circle, I was able to do that, and really excited to be a part of this group and get going.
And do you still want to be a lawyer when you grow up?
Oh gosh, I don't think so. I think the LSAT to me was a bit daunting. And so I don't know. I feel like I've been able to create change and innovate in my space, and I would love to stay in the sports world and just see where I guess this industry takes me.
Hillary, for someone who has been called the GOAT, I appreciate how down to earth you are and how relatable you are. And I hope we'll have the chance to talk again in the future. Just when you're on the ice at Climate Pledge Arena next time, please, no shots after the horn, okay?
Someone has to bring that up. Well, that's a testament to the fans, right? Because I didn't hear a single thing in there. And I just saw the light and I was like, that's weird. But yeah, I know. Get the fans going. Can't hear anything in that building. It's a really good problem to have.
It was a pleasure talking to you, Hillary. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.